So guys, thank you very much. Welcome again to another episode of King Panda Talks. We're episode 3. And I hope you guys enjoyed the first 2 episodes. Medyo diverse ang guests natin because we want to give you guys a different flavor and how talented our kababayans are here in the Philippines. So today we have a very, very, very special guest. We're very honored for him to actually agree for this interview, and I would say it's one of the most inspiring stories that should be told, and the experiences that he's garnered over the years, the heartbreak, and it just tells you guys that there's no such thing as an easy thing, no? So without further ado, we have Mr. Magsaysay.
Hey, thank you for inviting me here.
You're welcome, sir. We're very honored to have you, actually.
The honor is mine.
Like I said kanina, no, we've been watching all these videos about your interviews, and I think there's a huge missing piece of your journey. Everybody focused on your history. So just to update the followers and the people who are watching our show, let's give them a brief background of your history. Your love for the fast food industry started with Wendy's.
Yeah. So I started with Wendy's in my first job, actually, my first part-time job, and then became a full-time employee there. Then after 10 years, I was invited by my future partners in Potato Corner to be part of the group. And then that thing led to being full-time at Potato Corner because I was helping run Potato Corner while I was still at Wendy's. The thing was, I didn't think it was going to be something people would get crazy about, and it did. The first outlet paid back in 30 days.
Ano nga, the outlet in Mega Mall.
Yeah.
In 92. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a stir for the other people at Wendy's, no? So then I got a call from the office of the president of Wendy's. so Tito Pardo said, JoeMag, you choose. Potato Corner or Wendy's?
At that time, what was your position at Wendy's at that time?
I was a district manager at the time. Okay, but of course, I wanted other income, other sidelines, no, to make more money. So that's why I said to Wendy's. But I was committed to Wendy's already. I was committed to my partners. And I saw the potential of Potato Corner already. And I said, Potato Corner. So we shook hands. He wished me good luck. But in his book, in his autobiography, he wrote, maybe 10 years ago, what I really did to JoeMag, I saw the entrepreneur in him, and I gave him a way to get out. I nudged him to get out and become an entrepreneur. So I was lucky he did that.
He set you free.
Yeah.
Let's go back. How did that conversation even start? Your partners, may concept na sila, and they just called you and said, JoeMag, sali ka dito. Or is it something that you guys develop pa? Or how did it happen?
Well, most of the time I speak my mind. That's why I don't keep secrets. I don't hold things close to my chest. I share everything. And part of what I'm sharing, I share to my friends that I wish I can have more money or more income so that I can send my son to the schools that I went to also. Because I kept talking about that. My brother-in-law picked that up when he and three of them were talking about flavored French fries already. So they called me.
So they were already, may concept na sila.
May concept na, and may may brand name na, may Potato Corner brand name na. the thing that potato corn flavored french fries started because Ricky, my brother-in-law, had already a flavored popcorn business and he was doing well. So that was the inspiration na. Maybe what else can we do? What else can we flavor? And then one of the partners, George, said, well, maybe we can do flavored fries. O sige, let's experiment. So silang tatlo nag-experiment na. Then they reach a certain wall already na, or maybe my brother, so Ricky said, maybe my brother-in-law can help me. He needs something also. Eh. So he called me, no, one night. Oh, JoeMag, help us naman. No? I said yes. Then we started. When I said yes, 6 months later, we opened already our first store.
Ito yung Mega Mall store.
Mega Mall.
And it's sa inyo. It's yung proof of concept nyo.
Correct. So,
how was that experience? I mean, parang, it's like seeing your baby walk, di ba? I mean, when you opened...
yeah, for the first 7 years, ang bodega office nasa bahay ko eh. So, bahay ng nanay ko. Di ba? That's why, you know, it's very important to take care of your parents eh. Because your parents naman will take care of you no matter what.
Exactly.
Pag wala ako sa bahay, nanay ko nagbabantay ng potato corner.
Delivery, di ba? Inventory.
People ask me, where can we get money? My answer is always, your parents, your family, no, they'll always help you. Although my brother didn't lend me money, no, so I was borrowing money from my brother. Eh, mga kuya naman ganyan sa mga younger brothers eh, di ba? Strict sila eh. But your mom will never say no to helping you eh. Your mom or your dad. Your dad pa siguro might say, no, you suffer, you work for it or you suffer more muna.
Yeah.
But your moms will never
And usually the dad will say, tanong ko sa mami mo. In case of that, dahil sigurado, konting lambing lang, di ba? But how old were you then when you, or shall I say how young were you then? When you guys started Potato Corner?
I was 32. I just started a family. Our firstborn also came out when I was 32. So maraming those were the crossroads already. Eh. Biglang, wow, I had a kid already. I was already thinking about where that kid would study and how was I going to pay yung tuition fee ng bata.
Kapapanganak pa lang, ha?
Oo. Alam mo, kung nalaman ko lang, ganyan pala, magkaroon ka ng... Kasi nung nag-asawa ko, biglang things got clearer what I was supposed to do in life already. If I knew that, I would have probably married earlier. And then when we had a kid, parang things became clearer pa. So, thinking about that, if I knew things would be clearer on what I'll do with my life, I would have probably had a kid earlier pa.
And married early.
Yeah.
Why would you say that ganun? Ano, what happens pag... Kasi ako, I've gone through the marriage part eh. And honestly, hindi nangyari sa akin yun eh. I didn't even know what I was gonna do. But what triggered it?
Well, it's the commitment and the responsibility that you have to provide, diba? To provide the wife, the kid. That's why you're thinking about what you should do right now. Before it was just, I'm earning today, okay. Tomorrow will always take care of itself.
Yeah.
Now have to think long term already.
So that's why nagkasabay-sabay lahat when you guys were starting Potato Corner at that time.
Yeah, and diba, there's also the thing that they say that 10-year burnout or something. Tama, 10 years na ako sa Wendy's. Maybe I was getting tired of that already. Then may bagong opportunity na maging partner. Tapos I started a family already. So those things converged together that made me say, I better take care of Potato Corner na lang. Then I was asked to leave Potato Corner na. So the more I was committed to Potato Corner na because I had nothing now.
Yeah. Kasi you left Wendy's, diba?
Tapos may handicap pa ako noon eh. Ang handicap ko noon, hindi ako graduate ng college. So I knew I wouldn't be able to get a job. No, not the same job as before.
Teka, even at Wendy's at that time, when you were working at Wendy's, when you climbed up the ladder, they didn't require you at that time. Hindi pa ganun ka-stricto, no?
Yeah, but dinaan ko na lang sa ano, alam mo, the beauty rin siguro of ano, of maybe to me it was a blessing that I didn't have a diploma because I really worked harder to prove that I was even better than the graduate siguro.
As bad as it sounds, but you had a chip on your shoulder. You had to prove
diba?
something.
That was my hugot, di ba?
Yeah.
You know, I made sure I was the fastest window cleaner at Wendy's, the cleanest, the one who aligns the tables, the
Best,
sharpest.
yeah. So you really started at Wendy's. You started really from the ground up.
Yeah, and then because I had to prove all this, I didn't take days off. I had no social life. It was just work for me.
Single ka pa nun? Single
Single
pa at
pa
that time.
oo.
Wow. When you say handicap, did it really bother you at that time na you didn't have the degree? Was it that? I mean, at that time, was it really that important?
To me, I felt always like a second-class citizen without the diploma.
And your opportunities you felt, are less compared to other people na meron.
Oh, yeah. And that's why maybe that forced me to just focus on potato corn because I had nothing else to go to.
Yeah.
Nowhere else to go to but potato corn.
Okay, so now you're at Potato Corners. You had all the partners. You're basically running it with them. Operational, it was all you. Or you were full-time.
Well, we didn't know any better before. So one was taking care of finance, one I was taking care of logistics and franchise or operations. The other was taking care of marketing. And the other one was taking care of capital. Ganon. So, interesting yun eh. Then we realized, on the second year, there was friction already because we were all running the company together. Although we all wanted the same thing, how to get there was all different. So, medyo, puta na pare, ano ba to? Ganyan. But you know the nice thing about it, we didn't disband. Instead, we got an older guy, maybe 10 years older. Donis, can you be the CEO and run the company and become your employees?
Adult supervision.
Yeah, pare, ganon. So he was able to. So sabi niya, I'll teach you guys to so that you'll know to draw the line where friendship ends and business and being business partners begin.
Yeah.
And then part of that is you cannot have this two or more partners running the business together. May one person dapat. So that's the strongest advice I have for a lot of entrepreneurs. It's good to have partners because you're sharing the risk.
Yes.
It's good to have partners because of strategic alliances, mga ganon, no?
Connections. Yeah.
Connections, yeah. But only one person you should trust to run the company, and that's it. A lot of entrepreneurs kasi don't realize that you have to set the board, the top level first. Once that's set strong already, everything will follow na. The head is the lead. The head is the one that controls everything.
Mm-hmm.
You don't organize that, everything is disorganized. So you set up a company, a group, or a business. You set up first
the board.
The board. Now, well, of course, it's different if you're the only owner, no?
Mm-hmm.
You can do whatever you like kung owner ka, di ba? So,
Pero
yun ang maganda pag mag-isa ka lang.
Yeah, when you're a one man band.
But the batting average naman of being alone is worse than being with partners, no? Especially today, everybody's partnering together, di ba?
Yes.
There's so many alliances.
Kasi I think it's capital requirement, collective wisdom, I think, another thing. But then again, collective wisdom can also be at risk because sabi mo nga, after a year, may friction na kasi iba-ibang style, di ba?
Yeah.
So, how did that go about? Yung conversation na siguro kailangan mag-hire tayo ng mas matanda sa atin. I mean, how did that did you all realize na nagkakaroon ng friction? Or?
Yeah, we realized actually. And then we said, we already were talking about, alam mo, pag nag-disband tayo, tapos na rin na tayo. Kasi, to my mind, yung jackpot na business, like for example, potato corn, tsamba lang yan eh. That's what God will give you one thing in your life.
Yes.
You better take care of that one thing eh.
Yes.
And don't forget about that. So for us, maybe God gave us potato corn, and we better take care of it. If we disband, the synergies will be different already. I will not have siguro somebody to JoeMag, kung gagawin yan, pangit yan, ganyan. Di ba? So they were actually tempering me. Di ba, in one partner nga told me, JoeMag, alam mo, loose cannon ka talaga. Kasi extreme right brain ako eh. Loose cannon ka talaga eh. And the board is there talaga to say, oh, JoeMag, maybe you shouldn't do this, or maybe, oh, you can do this, but we'll give you maybe 3 months to try this, So
Gives
those
you
are the things.
accountability.
It's not bad. It's really helping. That's the nice thing about having a board or partners. So if you're alone, dapat talaga meron kang board pa rin, di ba?
Yeah. You have
To temper you.
Tama. Parental supervision nga. It's adult supervision, I would say, no?
Yeah.
Ganun pala. So, I guess the blessing is, 4 kayo nag-agree na may problema.
Right.
Kasi, madalas, JoeMag, it's when ego sets in eh. And I think when that ego sets in, it becomes very destructive. And that's very lucky you have really good partners as well. And, your partners are lucky to have you because, like you said, ikaw yung loose cannon eh. Without a loose cannon, you won't explore. You're always on the safe side, di ba? So, when you got your CEO, how was the next phase of the business at that time?
You know what the CEO did?
Go ahead.
Not that I'm talking badly about wives or girls.
Yes.
I'm not. I'm just saying. He said, kasi we were couples actually in the board,
Okay.
husband and wife. So there were 8 of us in the board. You know what? The first thing that the CEO did, the chairman CEO siya doon. All wives out of the board. Kasi the wives, sabi niya, when you argue in the board, the wives will take it home eh. And they will think about it long. While the guys will fight in the board. After that, the next day, that's nothing anymore eh.
Baka mag-inuman pa kayo afterwards, di ba? Yeah.
So that's the reason why he did that. It was not because he doesn't like girls. It's just the way it is eh. We want, first thing I'll do is take out emotions outside the board. And then I will assign you to different companies. We'll create 4 different companies. Each of you run each separate company. So one now will be the operating company, the operations. One will be logistics. One will be marketing company.
So this was the structure. Pero again, magdi-disclaimer na naman ako Han, kung nanonood ka, I share the same sentiment eh. Tama yun eh, because women, not all, but I've met a lot of female executives that are probably worse than me when it comes to ball busting. But it's true, women are more emotional kasi. Kaya there's very few women on boards, but there are few exceptions naman, di ba? But tama, it's probably what made you survive going through the next few years,
Yeah, but so at least our wives didn't give us an issue about that.
That
They were probably happy that they weren't in the board anymore, no?
that was my next question. How did they react nung tinanggal lahat?
We were lucky that they all found
Agree
it.
sila.
Yeah, agree sila doon.
Baka naboboard na rin sila sa mga meetings.
Agree sila. Kasi yun yung parental supervision eh. You'll probably question me because we're the same age, for example. But this guy was 10 years older, so and then siya, he has his own company, he runs his own company. So he definitely was more knowledgeable than us as far as those things were concerned.
So this is the professionalization of the operation.
Doon pa lang, we were starting to professionalize already. We didn't realize it, but we were starting a path towards professionalization already.
At that point, how many stores na kayo nun?
70.
7-0?
Yeah, 7-0. 2 years, 7-0. And that was interesting talaga. Well, because of franchising, no?
Yes. I guess I heard from a friend, si Belgian Waffle.
Yeah.
Mahilig sa kotse. So, they were running the same circle. He was making kwento to me na, he was saying na Philippines has one of the loosest franchise laws daw. Kasi, ang requirement hindi ganun kalaki. Unlike in the US, I think you need so many stores to become a franchise.
That's right.
Company-owned stores. Dito sa atin, there's lesser. I'm not sure what the details are.
There are no franchise rules in the Philippines. So, I'm being asked that how do we do? How do we run the franchise? That's the ano eh. That's the unfair advantage of potato corner. Everybody's going to get mad at me if they hear what I'm saying now. The unfair advantage of potato corner is we don't follow rules because there are no rules. We just don't hurt anyone. Diba? When there's no rules, lalabas yung totoong character ng mga tao eh. Kami, we don't hurt anyone eh. We take care of everybody pa rin. So we don't follow the rules. Why will we get a consultant and ask him advice and they will tell us, no, you follow the US franchise rules or you follow UK franchise rules. It doesn't apply in the Philippines, so why will we follow them? So that's the unfair advantage of potato corner. And when we go outside the Philippines also, we take that unfair advantage. In the US, we went to the US. We did what we wanted. We just opened. And then nag-disclose lang kami sa federal government. Sorry, we made a mistake. We didn't follow the rules. So we just self-disclose.
Yeah,
we self-disclose to the government. We'll just pay your penalty. Sorry. And then we will follow you na.
JoeMag, you mentioned kanina, you don't follow the common rules. Not that you break rules, you break the law. That's different, di ba? But I think there's a certain set of rules that people have in their head and they just go with that. You know? What was your inspiration to think differently?
Well, I think it's also my personality. I give a lot. My core is giving. And then I mentioned a while ago that, I've been, one of our consultants thought my personality was an antithesis of order. So I don't like following where everybody's going. I go where I prefer going
against the grain.
Against the grain,
yes.
Yeah. And I love it that way. And sometimes it's more difficult, but to me it's more rewarding always. And I just got used to it. I've been doing that ever since Potato Corner. And I think it's a discipline. You start doing it, then you learn to do it, then you practice it. And as far as the rules, breaking the rules, or what we do is skirt in and out of the law. Like for example, this is a line. This is all the laws, and this is, you're not following the rules anymore. I go once in a while, then go as far as I can that nobody will say, "Huy, huli ka na." Then I go,
balik ka na.
Yung pag malapit ng masisita, pasok na naman. Siguro nagawa ko yun because when I was in college, that's why I had to work. I had no allowance. I had to work.
You're a working student at that time, di ba?
Yeah. So there are times na wala akong pera. So pag sakay ko ng bus sa harap ng Lasal, yung Manila Transit, doon ako sa stribo. Kasi pag malapit na yung conductor, wala akong pera pambayad eh. Baba na ako. Tapos sakay naman ako. Sometimes it takes me 4 buses to reach Cubao. Kasi wala akong pambayad eh. Bababa na lang ako, tapos sakay ulit. Doon ko siguro natutunan yung ganyang klaseng personality na kailangan eh. You wanna go somewhere, you have to reach somewhere. Ako yung bahay ko. Yun ang way ko to. Wala naman ako nasaktan na tao.
Yes.
Okay? Then pagdating ko sa Cubao, lakad na ako. Mga 30-minute walk na from Cubao to my house. So, then siguro that was the discipline that ingrained in me na pwede palang ganito
you,
eh.
Yeah.
You just, there's a way always eh. Di ba? Ang isang natutunan ko pa sa guru ko sa AIM. And it's always something that I like eh. If I cannot go through you, I will go around you, under you, over you. Ibig sabihin, I will find a way to get what I want pa rin. Without
hurting you.
Yeah.
Wow. So you mentioned you went to LaSalle at your undergrad, and then you decided you didn't finish. Was it a decision or was it something that was?
Well, kasalanan ng Wendy's yun eh. Kasi Wendy's offered me a full Well, Wendy's offered me a full-time job eh. The decision, the time was easy naman eh. It wasn't a difficult decision. Kasi
Yeah.
it was helping support my mom and myself versus studies, completing studies. Ano bang mas important? That time, it was just working and getting paid muna.
Yeah.
So I told myself, well, maybe college can wait. Problema, until now, it's been waiting, no? But the thing that, the reason why I tried to go to entrepreneurship, during that time, in 99, yung AIM, the program of master's degree in entrepreneurship didn't require a college degree.
That's why I was gonna ask you. How did, di ba, sabi mo nga kanina, may kinausap ka, nakapasok ka.
Oh.
But
the course didn't require a college degree. That program in AIM that
now
time,
it does.
Now it does. Now everything needs na. So I was lucky in that point of time. I was able to get through that window. So now I still don't have a diploma, but I have a master's degree naman in entrepreneurship.
Eh, hindi mo na kailangan. You circumvented that. You, like you said, I'll go around you, I'll go, which you did. But ito lang, I wanted to pick your brain. What are your thoughts? Because the whole point in entrepreneurship, I think all entrepreneurs don't, at least the ones that I've been exposed to, and I've had the chance to meet like you, every single successful entrepreneur na nakilala ko, they defy conventional wisdom. And they hate institutions. They don't like structure. They don't like, it's, you cannot tell me what, hindi ito eh. So, I don't know, AIM, baka magalit ka sa akin, ha? Mga taga-AIM, baka magalit, ha? But, with somebody who requires a college degree, aren't you kind of handicapping the person? Kasi, I think if you go straight to entrepreneurship like you did, mas malaking matututunan and mas maganda yung experience. I don't know. It's just my thought.
I think it's in the individual pa rin. I still, I'm a believer that your experience in business or work should
Take precedent.
when you want further studies. There has to be a qualification. Na, this guy naman, 10 years na to, may mastery na siya, ganito. He can do masters already.
Yeah.
I think they should qualify that.
I've met, sorry to, sino man matapakan sa statement ko, but I've met so many people that graduated from very prestigious colleges, and honestly, sometimes I question how they did. But yet, I will meet people who never finished the secondary or tertiary education, and they're so worldly. The ideas and the way they think is so different. So maybe it's something to think about, diba, for the educational institutions. When you guys were hiring people at Potato Corner, I hate saying that word because I don't like you said, I don't like pigeonholing you with that, because what we're trying to get out is your experience talaga. But when you were hiring for the company, did you guys really look at the person? Or did you weigh heavily on the educational background as well?
Not on the education. Diba? Ang kapal naman ng mukha ko, kailangan graduate, ako hindi. Diba?
But my ano naman is, may board kayo eh. So, there are some things that sometimes may structure, diba? So, you really looked at the person.
I try to hire almost anyone. And then on the first 3 months, if there's harmony, tuloy-tuloy na yan. Education, I'm a fan of I'm a believer in letting your employees go to school. So those people who we hired na hindi graduates, we qualified them. May qualification yan to get their diploma experience I forgot the term
So you helped them achieve
So we helped them.
as well.
They even we have several employees who took up their master's degree in entrepreneurship.
Wow.
Para everybody on the same page. And ako, ayoko yung akin ka lang, hindi ka pwede magnegosyo yung iba, hindi ka pwede mag-sideline. I encourage our employees actually to have Potato Corner franchise, their own businesses. You just even our consultants, no? I don't have to see their faces. Eh. As long as we agree on the on targets and you meet those targets, I will pay you, and I'm very happy for you.
That's, like I said, that's very unconventional, but at the end of the day, it's results, di ba?
Oh, babalik lahat yun sa giving ulit eh, sharing
Yeah.
again eh.
So you treat everybody like an adult as long as they act like an adult. I mean, they're very professional,
Yeah.
di ba? Because I think what's wrong with a lot of companies, especially the older companies, na may structure na, is they weigh very heavily on educational attainment. And sometimes if you don't come from a prestigious school,
I was lucky. My partners gave me a lot of latitude to run the company the way I wanted to, or like my personality was. So not all companies give the CEO a lot of latitude.
especially now. Yeah.
Normally, di ba, the board will say, "Oh, CEO, what's your plan for 2000? What's the budget? What are the targets?" That's strict. Eh. So I have a lot of leeway naman to do that.
And they want to know how you want to do it, di ba? Sa'yo, as long as you hit the targets, okay ka na. But-
Tapos ang maganda sa amin pa, kasi cash eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Dividends always. We don't retain earnings because we're not an asset-based company. We
Yes.
don't have to buy anything. So everybody happy always. So bonuses to the employees, ganon.
When you guys tried to grow your franchisees, how many stores before you decided na, or was the original plan to be a franchise-based business?
No, it was also by dala ng pangangailangan eh. Because, I mean, we all borrow, except for Ricky, who had money. The three of us borrowed money to invest, to put up 150,000 pesos. So we didn't have enough money to put up the second store already, although nag-payback na. Kasi you had to pay our utang eh. So we didn't have money to pay for the next store. So and there was a demand for it already. So the next option was to use other people's money, which was franchising na. In fact, we didn't even follow franchising. Our franchising model was different, our own. We just call it a franchise. It was really a joint venture. So that's the nice thing about the Philippines, and there are no rules. Diba? And no rules is do what you want, just don't hurt anyone.
Don't hurt anyone.
Yeah.
The problem is, marami kasi is walang rules, aabusuhin nila.
That's right.
Which is why we see a lot of cases now na mga fraud, mga na kinukuha ng pera and then walang investment kunyari and then nawawala. But in this case, it's a totally different
That's why there's a bill already proposed or executive order because of all those fly-by-night companies.
Right. Kaya pala. But so yung second store nyo, how did that, I'm just trying to imagine it. So you guys are operating the first store, no? So you guys are visiting. How did the first call happen? Yung gusto ko magbukas,
mga friends, mga barkada na yun. Mga barkada mo na lahat. Kamag-anak, barkada lahat yun. Kasi may level of trust na kagad eh. Diba? I mean, your friends and your family will always help you eh. You just give them a
opportunity,
shot. Yeah, and then don't make it difficult for them because a lot of people kasi when they set up new businesses, okay lang, ganito. Lahat, dami ng policies, conditions. Kami, handshake lang eh, walang kontrata eh. The first probably 20 stores, handshake lang.
So, how did it happen? I mean, ganito, magkano, bukas tayo, ganito ginawa.
Pasensya ka na, wala pa kami manual ha. Wala pang manual yun, di ba? Walang manual, walang lahat. We'll just work this one together ha. We'll just change and change. In fact, the first store of potato corn, we didn't even get that right eh. In the first 3 months, we changed our cart for 4 times in Mega Mall.
In terms of what?
Just
setup?
Just to improve lang operationally. Mali yung size ng holding bin, mali yung fryer, mali yung design ng cart.
Is it to cope up with the volume?
No, we just saw talaga mali yung design talaga. So we were learning pa rin. We were learning the business. So talagang entrepreneur, you jump and then build your parachute as you fall, no?
Hopefully it breaks your fall so it doesn't hurt as much. Wow, so mga kaibigan, how many, nung first store na yun, ilan yun? Ay, nung nagbunga siya, ilan?
Well, on the first 2 years, 70 stores.
70. So mga kaibigan lang halos yun, yung mga 70? O
Well, the first 20 were friends.
Friends.
And some relatives.
so you have 70 stores in 2 years. You were pretty much running the show. Were there a lot of things na you changed along the way, or
And like a month, things were changing. Every month.
can you cite something that still in your head, very fresh, na something that you cannot forget that happened within those first 2 years?
Well, the cart, we changed it 4 times.
4 times,
in 3 months. So we changed. And then the flavors. For example, barbecue flavor, cheese flavor. People don't realize we changed that. We changed it more than 10 times already.
Yung flavoring ng barbecue?
Yeah. We changed that already. But the brand has become strong enough that people don't care anymore, no?
Yeah.
Or don't notice it anymore.
Sino nag-aayos ng flavor? Kayo rin. So, kayo nagtitaste kayo lahat? Or you have professional people who do the tasting, or
Well, kami naman. But more on the market. We do taste tests, blind tests, and all that. And then we change suppliers sometimes. Then finally we were able to stick with one. Tuloy-tuloy na yun. So we're lucky that we have good suppliers. In fact, long-term lahat yung suppliers natin. That's why we're able to do suppliers inventory, because may level of trust na eh. I mean, our bodega, ang gusto ko yung model ng Dell computers.
just in time, JIT.
Just in time.
Yes.
Tapos 100 square meter bodega for their billions and billions of volume,
Yep.
revenue volume. So that I modeled, I said, I like to be something like
I
this.
was gonna say,
That's
yeah.
why our bodega became like that. It's all hindi lang just in time na, cross delivery na lang lahat. Tapos suppliers inventory pa. So with order, the suppliers keep it in their bodega. It only invoices to us if we put it out from their bodega. Tapos COD ka pa.
COD pala.
Di pa nga kami COD eh.
Kasi
Pay first before
delivery.
Oh.
And you are probably the only, like you said, franchise operation here in the Philippines na bayad ka muna before deliver.
But we're able to do that naman because
May level of trust.
We take care naman of your bottom line.
Yes.
We don't do single-digit net income margins for our franchisees. We do double-digit net income margins. No?
So as of today, based on what I saw, 2021, you have 1,900 stores here in the Philippines, and you have 240 plus around the world. Is that still true, or
No,
more?
1,300 plus in the Philippines and 200 plus outside the Philippines.
Okay, mali yung nasa Google. Nakalagay 1925 plus or something. But walk me through kasi so you guys dominated na sa Philippines. When was that time when you guys decided na I think we can take this international? Or was it something that just happened again?
It just happened again. Alam mo, ang galing nitong, it happened first in Indonesia.
Okay.
Ang galing itong future partner namin doon. You know what she did? She called up in 2013. Mr. Magsaysay, I want to put
She's
up...
Indonesian.
Yeah. I want to put up So my question is, how did you know about potato corn? No, I studied accounting in USD. So...
I eat it every day.
I eat it every day. So, we said, no, we're not ready.
When was this?
2013. 2014, she called again. I want to put up. 2015. Pucha, talagang pumayag na ako. Talagang panalo siya. Ang kulit niya talaga. Ang galing niya. So, sige, okay, we'll go. Total. Then doon namin na-realize, hey, it's other people's money eh. You don't lose anything eh. I mean, if it was a mistake, then it was a mistake. But it didn't cost you anything. So we said yes. So this one was a partnership na. So we shipped containers of supplies and carts there. Yeah.
She found her own supplier there for potatoes. Oh.
No, she loved the flavors here. the potatoes, we got our own supplier for potatoes there. So the nice thing about Potato Corner, it's easy for us to go international because we don't follow a centralized supply chain. So we even followed our own. We decentralized it in a way na because of technology naman, because of the supply chain, we took a global supply chain approach na US lahat magagaling yung supplies mo. Kasi coming from the Philippines, may handicap na kagad eh. Cost of freight, gano'n, etc. Tapos mga custom and health issue, custom and federal health issues pa, health department issues. Hindi ka makakapasok ng flavoring, mga gano'n. So locally sourced lahat. So kaya
flavoring nila?
Yes, the US, like for example, Thailand comes from Thailand. Australia comes from Australia. Australia flavors comes from Australia, mga gano'n. So they're localized. Unless the franchisee or the partner says, no, I really like it coming from the Philippines, then we ship outside from the Philippines. You find a way to do it. Singapore nga. Hindi na ako magsasabi ng pangalan. Gamit namin ang mga flight attendants eh. Di ba? Sila yung couriers namin eh. So we found a way naman to make it happen. No? We're lucky because tapos sa US naman, the second international
So after Indonesia, it was the US?
Sorry?
After Indonesia,
US
US naman.
US naman, ganun din. Mr. Magsaysay.
Somebody called.
Yeah, I finally found you. You want to put up in I want to bring Potato Corner because I was a student in IS, International School, and I was there every day crossing Ayala Boulevard to go to Glorieta to buy. Now I want to be a partner. So that happened naman.
So siya may hawak na US operations naman.
Yeah. So until now. We're lucky that we have fans that we never actually sold. They came to us because we just managed the simplicity and the product very well.
What was your guiding principle? Like you said, one of them is giving. But your management style to be able to weather this, we went through the pandemic and everything. What was your thought process at that point?
Always 100% focus. When I did in Wendy's, di ba, wala na akong social life doon. Wala akong other life. It was just Wendy's. Well, pagdating sa Potato Corner, 100% ako all in sa Potato Corner. No sidelines, no? I had to resign in 2005 to put up a property management company. Then, my partners asked me, JoeMag, come back na. Somebody else will run that company na. Focus na ako ulit ng Potato Corner. If I do something again, that I want to do something, to start again, I'll resign again my position, then do something else. When I retired in 2019 in Potato Corner, I was able to do something na. So, I liken it to di ba? For example, you're driving. You're driving from your house to your office. If you're just driving, and all you do is just driving period, you remember the balot vendor on the side, you remember somebody na yung alley na dapa,
yung lubak sa kalsada.
You know exactly where you passed it. But when you're driving, for example, you come from your house, you start going, then you pick up your cell phone na, then you start talking on the cell phone or texting. You'll end up going to your office pa rin eh. But clueless ka kung paano ka nakarating doon. Para kang lasing. So para kang lasing eh. So ibig sabihin, 100% IQ kung wala kang ginagawa kundi driving. Pag may cellphone ka na hawak, nagte-text ka na or call, 50% ka na sa driving, IQ, 50% IQ sa sa phone mo na. So hindi ka na all in, no? You cannot anticipate future crisis. Pag nagmamaneho ka, 100% ka, 300 meters away, you'll probably anticipate something already. Iwas ka na kagad sa traffic or sa kakana ka na kagad, you'll evade already kasi may na-anticipate ka na. But if you're on the phone or you're doing something in the car, pag may bangga, tutok ka sa traffic na, hindi ka nakaiwas kasi hindi mo nakita you never anticipated it eh.
Or worse, baka kasama ka doon sa...
Correct.
Yeah.
So, for you to get through a crisis, you have to be able to anticipate everything. And to me, that's the secret to getting through a crisis is anticipating it. if you're not 100% all in what you're doing,
You won't be able to feel
you'll
it.
be inside the crisis.
Do you, okay. Kasi pareho tayo, we both ride motorcycles, ano? Itatayin ko sa motor. You can't use your cell phone when you're riding your motorcycle, di ba? You have to be 100% focused. Sabi nga ni Jordan, di ba? Sabi niya, you have to be so focused and, that's how you win. Sabi niya, Charles Barkley daw never won, so he doesn't know how it feels. Kaya, binanatan niya si Charles Barkley doon. But you maintain the same focus. Doesn't it get tiring for you when you're always 100% there?
No, I'm having fun. I'm having fun always because I don't do anything naman eh. Aside from motorcycling or dirt biking.
Yeah.
The nice thing about dirt biking and whatever we do on motorcycles, we bring that habit to what we do in business eh. Like for example, our risk taking in motorcycling is transferred to the business eh. It becomes a discipline na eh.
So every time you go on your bike, it's a risk, right?
Yeah. So adventure. So I love adventures. Eh. That's why I love my XRM because dual purpose yun eh. So if I see a dirt road along the way going to somewhere, pasok na ako doon, explore na ako doon. So
without knowing where it is.
Sa negosyo, ganun na ako. Ganun na rin. Na-transfer ko yung character na yun sa business.
How long have you been riding? When did you start riding pala?
So my dad gave me a CB125 grade 7. I was riding to school.
Wow.
I was riding to school from our house to just 2 kilometers away. I was riding a motorcycle grade 7 to school.
Bata ka pa talagang you were into motorcycles na.
Yeah, and then I stopped. And then my brother naman gave me a CB750 in 4th year high school. So balik naman ako sa motorsiklo noon. Bago pa yung CB750 noong 1978 eh. Okay yun.
Collectible na ngayon yan.
Then na-stop na naman yun kasi my brother got it back na. Then college, he gave me another XS650 naman, a Yamaha. So, but I had so many accidents kasi yun ang inuman days ko eh. So, doon ko na-realize, ang inom pala, hindi pwede pag motorsiklo eh. Hindi talaga compatible yung toma at saka motor eh.
Yeah.
So, nawala naman yun because nasira yung motor because of all my accidents. Sa akin, ano yun eh, parang archery, naging back subject ko yun eh. Kasi hindi ko na-accomplish yung todong excitement noon because the bikes were either pulled away from me or because I didn't have money to buy motorcycles or my bows and arrows. So back subject, nung nagkapera na ako because of potato corn, doon na ako pumasok. All in na naman ako pagpasok doon. Kaya dami kong motorsiklo. Archery naman ako. So, I spent a lot on training for motorcycle now, on training for archery.
So, it's one of your hobbies now sa archery din. Archery naman.
Yeah. All in ako doon kasi back subject yun eh.
Back subject din.
Tinampos ko, graduate ko talaga yun. At least, happy ako, graduate ako sa motor, graduate ako sa archery. Sa sailing lang hindi ako gumaling kaya ayoko ng sailing masyado.
Masyadong taxing and stressful.
Good. I like it, but not to join regattas anymore. I sail just
for fun.
For fun lang.
Yung sa motorcycle, you said you ride mostly alone.
May kwento ako dyan. Yeah. May kwento ako dyan sa alone na yan.
Okay.
I do archery. So my wife did archery also. I did sailing. My wife also did sailing. And then, nagmotor ako. My wife also.
Nagmotor din?
Oh, in fact, she enrolled pa in Ducati Riding Academy. So, big biker rin siya. Kahit yung R90, kayang-kayang imaneho ng wife ko yun eh.
Wow!
So, and then my wife asked me, I asked my wife, how come you're always following whatever I do? Kasi, I do these things. If you look at all the sports I do, it's all individual sports eh. I'm not a team player eh. I've never was a team player eh. Now, everything I do, tinan mo. If I do golf, ako lang mag-isa doon.
Yes.
And I play by myself, Motorcycling, I ride by myself. Sailing, I sail on a dinghy or a hobby.
Yeah.
Pang isang tao lang yun, dalawa. Or archery, pang isa lang talaga yun. It's an individual sport. So I asked her, how come you keep on following what I'm doing? Now I have to sail with you. I have to ride motorcycle with you. It defeats the purpose why I did these things. Eh. So sabi ng wife ko, she clarified naman, because I want to be with you always, because you're never with me. Eh. So then I started understanding na. So now I understand why she rides with me, why she does archery with me, why she sails with me. So now I realize, tama naman pala. Pag may asawa ka na, dapat magkasama na kayo parati naman. Okay lang pala yun. Hindi ko na-realize yun eh.
So, how long have you been married?
35 years na this year.
Wow. 2 kids? 3?
3
kids.
Yeah.
You mentioned kanina, now we go to the personal side na. Now you mentioned kanina na you've had 5 cranial operations, and it's because of the extreme sports that you do. And you do a lot of technical climbing. Going through that, have you seen yourself changed in terms of the risks that you take, the decisions you make? What changed you?
My horizon. My horizon is shorter now because I have hydrocephalus. Eh. So I don't know if I'm going to croak tonight, tomorrow, a month from now, or so. Like for example, in business, sinasabi ko sa team ko, 2-year payback. Kailangan anything I invest in 2-year payback dapat. And that because of that challenge now, we're able to find ways to do businesses or whatever business to match that kind of payback na. So ang ganda. So turns out, for example, real estate development. Normally, pag real estate development, binibili yung property muna eh. Pag binili mo yung property, tagal ng payback nun eh.
Yes.
Pero maganda naman talaga. That's the best pa rin. But because of my 2-year payback, I just lease properties, then put a project tempered on the lease term. If the lease term is 10 years, okay lang sa akin yun. 15-year long-term lease, pero payback ko pa rin 2 years.
Kailangan ROI yan in 2 years.
Oh.
I saw that.
So nobody, that's unheard of in the industry eh.
You have a restaurant in BGC? Yung bar? Is it a taco bar? Is it taqueria?
No, I'm starting a food hall in BGC.
Food hall.
Start pa lang yan.
Pero I spoke to Trish guys. I was asking, I always thought of you as more of a single malt guy. And sabi ni Trish, hindi. My dad's a tequila guy. Which is rare, because here in the Philippines, I rarely meet people that likes tequila. Except women. Kasi gusto nila, ewan ko, women, and they normally want the Jose Cuervo. You know. But
okay.
What gave you that taste for tequila?
When I was in college, I used to visit Palm Village a lot because I had a girlfriend in Palm Village. Before I
Palm Village is right by Rockwell?
Yeah.
Sa tabi, yeah.
Pero may tinatambayan akong another group doon. Parents nung isang best friend ng girlfriend ko. I forgot na his name. Ang pinapainom niya parati, lambanog. So nasanay ako sa hard drink. Kinda like hard drinks eh. And then di ba? Antithesis of order eh. Enjoy ako pag nanarasa yung mga tao. So that I really love it when people get drunk eh.
You actually see the true person when they get drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
In vino veritas.
Tama yun. Yeah.
It's true.
Tequila talaga. Lalabas talaga yung personality.
Pasag ka eh.
Kasi mabilis eh. Tatlo pa lang, ka na eh. Tapos sa mancom nga ng potato corner. Tequila muna kami bago mag-mancom.
Seryoso?
Para yung mga tahimik. So, sasalita talaga kung anong sabihin.
Grabe. So that's what made you... Kasi normally, di ba, dito, it's mostly single malt, makalan. Yan ang gusto ng mga tao eh. But when I heard, sabi ko, this is gonna be fun.
So, parang I kinda like tequila because it's not to me. It doesn't cause me gout. Wine.
Tama,
I don't drink wine
yeah.
because I get gout after a glass of wine.
The sugar.
Yeah. So, but tequila is nice. I don't get a hangover. And everybody gets drunk before me.
Before you.
May rule nga ako sa tequila eh. Dapat 3 glasses per hour ka lang. More than 3 glasses per hour, you're already dancing on top of the table.
I went to school with this German guys, Michael Schneider. Ang kwento niya sa akin, sabi ko, how come Germans drink a lot? Sabi niya, no, we start drinking at the age of 5. Sabi niya, beer is like water to us. Sabi ko, so why do you drink all day and, you know, you don't care if you get drunk? Sabi niya, what's the worst thing that can happen when you get drunk? You can't get drunker. Sabi niya, you just go to sleep. So, you know, that was his philosophy in getting drunk. But now that you're a consultant now for Potato Corner, and you're taking a different role. And sabi ko nga kanina, I see you more now as a mentor because your experience really, I think, is very valuable in terms of a lot of people starting businesses. No, have you ever thought of taking that role?
I am actually taking that role now.
In a wider scale?
What do you mean wider scale?
In terms of mentoring in a bigger platform, teaching. But you're teaching, right, at AIM?
Well, I'm a faculty.
You're faculty
I'm a
member.
resident entrepreneur at AIM. And then also in Ateneo Graduate School. I like person-to-person talk more than classroom teaching.
Mas maganda, you know. It's you can get to know the person better.
That's right. So I think I'm more effective that way. So a lot of students just go to me straight, and then I talk one-on-one, or maybe in a small group.
Smaller group.
I like that.
Minsan mahirap pag masyado malaki, marami nahihiya. Especially mga students. Yeah. I guess that's where the tequila comes in.
Yeah.
But now that you're in this role now, you know, when you go back and look back, are there things that you wish happened, didn't happen? Or, I mean, are there things that, you know, professionally, personally, that, you know, you think that you could have done differently? I mean, is that even something that comes across your mind?
Well, I'll do whatever I did, but maybe there are many mistakes I did. Maybe if I can travel back in time, I will just do the same thing, but evade those mistakes that I did. That's you know, I like thinking about time travel always, because, you know, there's so many things that you want to fix it.
Yeah.
And I'll do that if I'm able to travel it back in time. Well, it's still the same. I still talk about how important franchising is, or maybe a Philippine variant of franchising, or maybe a new global way of franchising. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't have to be called franchising, some other way. And what I do now really is spreading my portfolio now. I'm not managing anything now, but I'm letting other people manage whatever I invest, and managing the portfolio so that it doesn't have to be only food now.
It's more diverse.
Hospitality,
diversifying.
ganon. So part of the projects are food halls in BGC, in UP.
You meron isa sa UP now, di ba? You already opened it, I think.
It's opening December 12.
December 12.
Yeah. So it's a food hall, first food hall in UP. Turns out there's never been a real canteen in UP, no?
Puro meron isa yung sisigan eh.
Parang shop houses nga.
Yeah, yeah. So how many stores are gonna be inside sa mga food halls? So different lessees, obviously. Different restaurants. Like the one in Rockwell, yung grid ba yun?
Yeah, it's something but a bigger kind of grid. Like 10 times the size or 20 times the size of the grid in Rockwell. Bigger stalls, bigger dining space, and then a lot of incubation areas for new businesses.
For testing.
Yeah. Then my thing is, so that it will not, kasi to me leasing is a fixed income thing eh. Pag food courts kasi, I mean, hard to get a percentage of their sales eh.
Mm.
Maybe malls, may karapatan ng humingi pa ng percentage of sales, no? But if you're just a food court with a closed market, fixed lease ka dapat siguro.
Yes.
So, a way to have an upside is that dapat siguro 30% of the vendors inside are mine, are yours, are the landlords. So that you have an upside of making profit, not only fixed rental income.
Tapos, when the businesses fail or something, minsan hindi ka pa makakolekta. Diba? So that's a little different. That's risky din. So you're still continuing diversifying your portfolio and still going through, looking for other businesses pa rin.
Oh, still,
You're very active.
still innovating and innovating pa rin. Risking pa rin.
That's amazing. You know, JoeMag, we have a lot of people. Actually, when we posted the graphic 2 days ago, when you graciously accepted, which we were very happy with, dami nag-message sa akin. Ang sabi sa akin, it's very refreshing to see something like this, But one of the questions that were asked of me is, when we were talking about family businesses, I think this person is going through a rough time with the family because it's a struggle with the siblings. They're both high achievers, and they're both battling for the top position. His question to me was, can you ask JoeMag naman what his advice would be para hindi ako matalo sa brother niya? And I said, maybe you don't want to ask that question. Because I don't think JoeMag would give you that or knows the dynamics, But I said, okay, let me rephrase. How do I get along with the family? How do I continue on? Because he's at the point now na he wants to go and sow his oats somewhere else.
I gave advice actually yesterday on something like that. My advice was, carve your own. Ask your parents that you want to put up something on your own already. And it's better nga that you separate from the dynamics first of the family and prove yourself.
To grow.
Yeah, to grow. If your other sibling, I mean both of you, then but you don't want to fight. Family yun eh. You don't want to fight eh. But like for me, I always give in eh. I have so many partners in Potato Corner. I have to manage that what they like and what I like, no? But it's not always what I like. It's what they like, and I will be able to I manage it from their point of view always. And maybe they can your friend can manage it on the point of view of
The
family. And maybe if that's maybe it might be a welcome if maybe I can do this on my own already. I can separate from the family. It will actually free them if they're outside the family ecosystem on their own.
Kasi it's very hard din yung dynamics, running that business, and there's always arguments and rifts, and you can't focus on the right direction to go, and you can't make the proper decisions.
Yeah. I'm sure the parents are still alive naman.
Yes.
But then let the parents see what you can do. You prove yourself naman in another arena.
Actually, totoo. That's probably the best gift he could give to his parents is show them what he can do.
Wow.
Diba?
And let the family pull you back in.
Actually, it happened.
I mean, in Potato Corner, they pulled me back several times to run it again. And I left. I left on my own. I didn't stay there. Pag nalaman ko lang parang maybe they like to run it na. Alis muna ako. Or maybe there's somebody else who wants to run it. Sige, go. Then they just call me back in.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons you said you left at one time was you ran for office.
Yeah.
What did you run for? That I didn't find any information of. I don't know why.
I ran for councilor here in Quezon City.
One of the hottest contested areas in the country.
And I didn't research So turns out pala, it's so hard to run for council in Quezon City. normally you lose talaga in the first time kasi kailangan magpakilala ka muna. Wala naman akong, I joined 1 month before the
Seryoso?
1 month before the
COC?
campaign started. Oh.
But you filed the COC.
It's only when I filed the COC that I started campaigning. So walang walang campaign talaga.
So hindi mo kilala lahat ng kapital,
Wala akong kilala talaga. So tapos yung mayor pa namin, ang mayor kasi I was under the Liberal Party at the time. Yung mayor namin si Rudy Fernandez. He dropped out of the mayor race. Handicap na agad. The middle of the campaign.
Hindi changing horses in the middle of the race. Losing the horse in the middle of the race talaga.
So talo. So, depressed ako nun. 2 months ako sa kwarto. Hindi ako lumalabas. Hirap pala matalo. So I realized maybe politics is not for me. Maybe it was for my brother, for my cousins, for my uncle, but not for me.
And you come from a very long line of, politicians.
So, sige, hanap buhay na lang. Negosyo na lang. Ang hanap buhay na lang, negosyo.
What was one lesson you learned from running for office? If you don't mind.
You cannot trust anyone pala sa politics. Everybody is only they're only self-interests. And that's it.
Ano sabi nga nila, there are no common friends, only common interests. So
but I understand politics is important for other families who want to protect their businesses, di ba?
Yes.
So, tama naman. Pag ganun, okay yun. Di ba? May reason naman.
Like I said kanina, we have friends na yung mga kids hindi talaga geared for that, but they have no choice because family members have turned out and they have to switch. And I get calls sometimes from friends in the middle of the afternoon. It's like,
Bilib ako sa mga ganyan, Hans, kasi they're taking talaga, they're helping the family.
That's sacrifice.
Talaga. Yeah,
That's ultimate sacrifice.
That's right, that's sacrifice.
It's ultimate sacrifice. Yeah. And one of the friends that I have, mahilig sa music. And he ended up running for office because hindi siya makapag-practice ngayon.
Tama. Sacrifice talaga yun for the family.
For the family.
Galing.
Pero now he's getting used to it daw. He loves it kasi he gets the attention. Sabi ko, para ka na rockstar. Sabi ko. But, like I said, we have a lot of friends and followers that are very happy that you're here. What advice can you give to the budding entrepreneur out there? Or for those people that, kasi may iba-iba di ba? There's people that are tired of their jobs because they feel that it's mundane, but they don't really know if this is for them. And there's the other side na entrepreneurs naman na they really believe in what they do, but unfortunately they can't seem to get that break. So I guess it's a two-pronged request. What can you give to these two types of situations?
So for me, Hans, you have to first find out who you are first. Find out what makes you tick. I was lucky, no? I had 4 years of psychotherapy. Di ba? Dami nag physical therapy, di ba? They're taking care of their body, but they live that the brain is the most important part of the body actually. So yun yung psychotherapy. So I had 4 years of that. That 4 years was able to make me reflect who I really was. I finally found who I was, no, because of 4 years of psychotherapy. So my advice to everybody, reflect on who you are first. If you cannot find yourself within reflecting, get a psychotherapy if you can afford it, no. Really help you move forward. If you know yourself, you know exactly what you want to do already. First thing to do is master yourself first. Know who you are. Then next, master something. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. Pero if you master something, people will pay you to do it. Para ka entrepreneur nun. Yung mga corporate mga corporate giants na mga presidents ng companies, marketing heads ng companies, ibig sabihin, they mastered what they're doing. They're actually like entrepreneurs. a company is paying them for their expertise.
Yes.
Para entrepreneur na rin yun. I consider them, to me, they are entrepreneurs or they're corporate entrepreneurs. Kasi they mastered something that people are willing to pay for their services.
They're their own brand.
Yeah. So, magaling talaga doon. So, master something. You specialize in something and master it. Ang laking... you, for example, di ba? You probably didn't realize it because of your dad. You were already, programmed for cars, and then that kind of trading business with cars. So, going to it was like...
It was natural.
Naturally. There's seamless transition towards that because you already knew the language from what you were seeing when you were young with your dad.
Sabi ko nga, osmosis. It's you absorbed it by osmosis.
Yeah.
But so how about those people naman na in business right now? And, we went through this horrible 2 years that we had to go through. And they really believe in what they do. They're good at what they do. But they can't seem to get that break. What advice can you give for somebody in that situation? Kasi I'm sure marami.
Well, I ask for help always. I ask consultants, I ask experts, but I don't follow everybody, I just pick their brains. And then when I get all these ideas from everybody, I'm able to put them together and come up with my own decision already on what's best to do. So if I were them, talk to mentors, talk to coaches, talk to other businessmen, and always don't be ashamed to talk about your problems. For all yun, they'll be your partners in the future. So I'm dami kong partners. I don't have any business that I own by myself. All the things that I do have partners. And I'm able to talk to you today, for example, or go sailing or go dirt biking because my partners are the ones running the business for me. And that helps a lot.
It frees you up. It
Thank you to franchisees.
Yes.
Thank you to licensees. Thank you to business partners. They're taking care of me. In any business I do with partners, is the unwritten contract there is we take care of each other.
And it's I think it's in this day and age, it's one of the hardest things to find. Because like you said, you learned in politics and it also sometimes translates to business din. You're trying to find that right person, ang hirap din. And I'm sure we get horror stories on partnerships that didn't go right. But then again, you're the perfect example of choosing the right people.
Yeah, even up to now naman, there are partners that I don't feel right about. Sometimes I do. But that happens naman all the time. But it doesn't stop me from partnering pa rin.
You can't get it right every single time,
Well, sabi nga yung isang module namin sa Harvard, sabi nung professor dun they did a survey. You get it right once out of 29 tries. Imagine, So if you stop trying pala, you'll not get
You won't get it.
makakachamba, pare. So, tira ka lang ng tira, makakachamba ka talaga.
So that's the average,
Yeah.
1 out of 29.
So if you have, for example, 29 million, divide mo by 1 million lahat yun. That 1 million that will hit it,
We'll go 500 million.
You'll take care of the 29 million you lost. The 28 million you lost naman. Yeah.
That's why, you watch all these biographies and shows about very successful people, and there's one common thread. They all failed at some point in time.
You have to get it right once lang naman, di ba?
That's it. Any parting words?
To me, I just want to thank you, Hans.
It's actually an honor.
I'm enjoying this talk with you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And there's so many people willing to help any businessman who's looking for a solution for something.
Coming from, I would say, Joe is probably one of the legends in our time. We have the opportunity to pick his brain today, and like I said, it's going to be a totally different interview because at least we were able to get some wisdom out of you, Joe. I'm really happy. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Joe, thank you.
Thank you, Hans.
JoeMag, really appreciate it. Next time we meet, we'll ride.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions for JoeMag, please post it on the comment section and I'll make sure he gets it. So,
Right.
thank you very much, guys.
I am the king.